What is up, guys? Another edition of the MMA Complex. My name is Josh.
I'm James.
And we have a great show for you guys today. Welcome back. Man, a lot to cover this week. How are you doing, James? What's
Good,
going on
man.
with you?
Good. A lot of things.
You were sick, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm better now.
Yeah.
But my favorite band, Metallica, released an album last Friday. And
Yes, I see that there.
We were excited, so you guys haven't pick up Metallica's new record, Hardware to Self-Destruct. I was there. I was getting emotional when I picked it up. I bought it.
You're a super fan.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have one band, this is your band. But,
yeah. I actually bought the album twice.
8 long years, huh?
8 years. I think they last released an album in 2008, so it's been 8 years.
I hate it when bands take that long.
Yeah, I know. So I bought the album twice, digitally, and then the hard actual
copy.
CD,
hard
copy. So there's so you guys can buy it on CD or vinyl. There's a regular version, 2 discs, or the deluxe, 3 discs. So
the vinyl would be cool if you could get that signed.
Yeah. Well, the vinyl. Well, what's cool about the different versions that were released, that each of them had different covers.
Yeah.
So,
nice.
It's almost like a variant cover for a comic.
Yeah.
Each edition has separate covers. So.
Yeah, and it's a really good album.
Yeah.
Like the songs on there are all. We're listening to it earlier before we started recording.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm really excited to see them live. 2017.
Right. Yeah.
And then this weekend was.
There's a lot of bands that are coming out with albums in 2017.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, some of my favorites. I got Manson's coming out with an album.
That's right. I read about that.
9 Inch Nails is coming out with an album.
Oh, really? I don't know about that one.
Linkin Park's coming out with an album. Who else is coming out with an album?
That's gonna be a good year in music then.
Yeah, there's a few bands. There's like 4 or 5 bands that I know that they're going to be touring. Oh, Tool did Tool release one this year? I think Tool's releasing one. If they haven't released it already, they might have released it already.
It would be cool if Linkin Park joins Metallica on tour.
Yeah, because I know they're good pals.
Yeah. The only thing is that I'm thinking that Linkin Park will probably want to do their own promotional tour and not be an opening band.
Yeah.
That's sort of like a festival.
Yeah, I know they're doing with Linkin Park. I know they're doing European tours.
Yeah.
Mostly during 2017, I think. So I don't know if they're even gonna have an opportunity. But
very cool, man.
But there's a lot of bands that are releasing albums early next year, and I can't wait. There's gonna be a bunch of. It's gonna be a good year for concerts.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a good year for concerts.
I'm excited already.
So I wonder who they're gonna tour with.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I know Lars and James are good friends with the guys from Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can work something out where they can probably do like a double head, or like one band headlines one night and then Linkin Park headlines another night.
I'm hoping that 9 Inch Nails and Marilyn Manson.
It's almost a given.
It's almost a given. You got to put those two together. I think. They're both releasing an album in the early next year. Then it's like because they go a long ways
together.
Yeah, so that'll be a good show to go to.
Yeah. And we have pro wrestling and MMA this weekend.
Yeah.
NXT Saturday night. Survivor Series Sunday night, and then Bellator had a card Saturday.
There's a lot of fights going on. A lot of fights.
A lot of things going on this weekend, man.
Yeah, even I caught some of like the stuff from the boxing or Andre Ward and Kovalev. I caught some of that. Some of the highlights and
Andre Ward trains with Nate Diaz.
That was part of the reason too, is because I know Andre Ward's really close with those guys. I think he did like a post-fight scrum, and they asked him about the Diaz brothers, and he was like giving them props and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The one thing I did notice about, and I'm kind of jumping off course here, but with Mayweather and McGregor, Mayweather, he gives McGregor props.
Who?
Mayweather does. He calls him a fantastic stand-up fighter. And if you remember the beginning of the rivalry, he was kind of talking down on McGregor.
Yeah.
He praises him. It's surprising.
It's hard to knock the guy now, especially because he's with all the talk, he backs it up, and I mean it's not easy to back it up in MMA. It's just there's so many ways to lose. I mean, and those gloves, you could just get knocked out easy. One bad punch. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't think that fight's gonna happen. That was.
No.
I mean, that talk's been going on. it just gets brought up again, and
each time McGregor fights, it gets brought up.
It happened with Rousey too. I think just because the sports are like linked in a lot of ways, and there's a lot of casual fans out there that just don't know that much, and that's just like a topic that they like to do, especially casual fans like to do it, especially because I remember when Mayweather had the talks with Pacquiao, and that whole talk, how long that went on for.
Yeah, that was a long time.
People were, and MMA was still growing at that time, and I just remember having conversations with people and telling them about MMA, and I was a big fan of mixed martial arts, and then they'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's cool, it's cool." But I'm more of a boxing guy, and I'm like, okay. And then who are your favorite fighters? They
can't name five.
They can't even name five. It's like Mayweather, Pacquiao, and then they stop at that.
They spend like $80 on a pay-per-view, and everyone's outside barbecuing. And then
I used to hate that.
They come in. Who's fighting? Oh no, it's not yet. It's not yet. Okay, and they go back inside.
It still happens.
Yeah, it's still $80 for one fight.
Yeah, it still happens. I mean, I think less so today, but back then, like maybe 6-7 years ago, that was like not even that long. I mean, you can go 5 years ago. I used to hate when people would give me that answer and to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm more of a boxing guy, more of a boxing fan." I'm like, "Oh really?" Yeah. It's like you're not even a boxing fan. Just shut up, man.
Yeah, man.
And then, but the whole hypothetical matchups is like is a big thing that casual fans like to do. Mm-hmm. When they don't know that much, and that's why I think that's what's happening now with McGregor and Mayweather. It's almost the same thing that Pacquiao and Mayweather had, whereas it's like, oh, who do you think will win? Oh, that's like the first go-to.
Yeah, it's barbershop talk.
Yeah, but even less educated, I think.
But
in a lot of ways.
It's a kind of absurd because like you don't see people talking about NBA teams going against NFL teams. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's boxing and MMA. Yeah, it's in that fighting realm, but they're two complete different sports.
Yeah, and it's an individual type sport where you pick one guy or a couple of guys, and that's about it. It's hard, I think, for casual sports fans to be into fighting sports. Like, just because there's not a whole, you can't root for a team or.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. It's different. But, it's different. People view it different.
I like the way McGregor puts it. Like all standing down line for a limited fight, just boxing and not a real fight. And he's right. I mean, boxing is limited. It is what it is. It's I get upset when people say I'm watching the fight, and I go, "Oh no, you're watching the punching contest." It's not a fight. A fight. MMA's fighting. Boxing's a sport of punching.
Yeah. Yeah, so and there's no knock on boxing in a lot of ways. I mean, there's still a lot of big stars, and it's really exciting to watch.
But it is limited.
Yeah, it is limited.
Yeah, because those guys will get handled in MMA.
Yeah, and now we're at a time where MMA guys are getting almost the same respect.
It's about time.
And it's still growing. They're not there yet, but it's still growing.
I think because MMA is so young sport, it's only like 20-something years old.
Yeah.
So I think boxing's been around forever. So
yeah, but I mean the fights this weekend were great. You had Bellator was a big event. Probably get to that first. You had two UFCs on Saturday. That was a big thing. I think for Bellator you had Fedor Emelianenko. I mean, we got to talk about Fedor first. He's making his return officially against Matt Mitrione in February, I believe, right?
Yeah, February.
San Jose in February. He's officially signed with Bellator. First fight with Matt Mitrione, and it's at heavyweight, and it's gonna be good. I'm excited for that one. Glad it's in California.
I know.
We might head up there, and. What did you think about his return and that news? That whole because that's one of the biggest stories that come out of the weekend.
Sure. I won't say that I'm surprised. I know Fedor and Scott Coker have a good relationship with each other.
Yeah, and
I know Fedor would never sign with the UFC. I think it's unfortunate because we never see him compete against the best.
I don't think he'll never do that. Not at this point anymore.
No, so I wasn't too surprised. It was cool seeing him, on Spike. In America.
Mm-hmm.
I just think this is a bad matchup for him, considering how he looks in his past couple fights. And Mitrione he's very athletic. He moves well for a big person. He has punching power. But then again, Mitrione can get knocked out as well. But I think it's a bad matchup for Fedor, and I can see him losing against Mitrione only based on Fedor's last performances in MMA.
I think so too. We haven't seen that much of Fedor, and what we have seen, it hasn't looked that great. Mitrione, he had a victory in Bellator so far.
Yeah.
He had an up and down career towards the end of his UFC career.
Yeah.
But stand up wise, I think Mitrione's a bigger guy. He's a hard hitter, and he's light on the feet. Obviously, the only knock on him is the ground. That's where he gets caught most of the time.
Yeah, that's true. Fedor has
excellent ground
pound. Yeah.
So if the fight goes down to the ground, I would say Fedor might have the upper hand. But it's gonna be an interesting matchup because we'll see if Fedor can take a punch from Mitrione. Because at least something's gonna land.
Yeah, Mitrione is a very hard hitter.
Yeah.
It's an intriguing. I want to say an intriguing fight, but it's intriguing because it's Fedor fighting.
Yeah.
Who knows, man? Anything can happen. But
I'm surprised. I'm not surprised he didn't go UFC though. Like,
at this point, no, you shouldn't be surprised.
No, we knew it was either going to be Ryzen or it was going to be Bellator. I'm surprised in that sense that he went with Bellator. Because I thought he was going to just go with the easy money and go with Ryzen.
We can do steroids and everything.
Yeah, and the competition wasn't going to be as stiff. Mitrione's not an easy first fight, so I give him that credit for going into
for sure
the American promotion,
the
second best promotion, I guess, and then against a good fighter. So looking forward to that. That one's in February. I forgot what date. In San Jose, so that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
Also, that night you had Michael Chandler defending his lightweight title against Benson Henderson. And went down to the wire. I think it was a split decision for Michael Chandler, but a lot of people felt like he dominated the fight. It wasn't even that much of a split decision.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of things we could talk about with this. What did you make of the performance from either one of those fighters? And then where does Benson go from here?
We both called it.
Yeah.
We went to Benson's last performance.
He hasn't looked good. He just hasn't.
Especially at 155, a weight class where he struggles to get that weight.
Mm-hmm.
We knew that he's going to go into probably one of the top 5 lightweights in the world, probably top 3 outside the UFC.
Yeah.
He's a veteran. He's an awesome fighter, and I agree with you. I think it was a one-sided fight by Chandler. Chandler was out grappling him and tossing him around like a ragdoll. I think he won that fight fairly easy. I think Benson Henderson, he's in limbo. He can't go to 170 because he's too small for that weight class. And at 155, he probably can beat most guys at 55.
Which I think that's what he's going to do.
Chandler, yeah. But
I feel for him. It's a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? So
especially being the UFC champ.
Yes, coming from the UFC, having the record that he did, and then going into Bellator fighting Karishnikov, right?
Yeah.
I think that's how you pronounce his name. Right off the bat, a big welterweight champ.
Yeah.
Just manhandled him, and the size difference was so apparent.
Yeah.
Not an easy fight. And then he had that Rocky fight with Pitbull, where neither one of them were really doing anything, and then Pitbull gets injured at one point. Obviously it was by Benson's doing because I think he checked the kick. I think.
Yeah.
So. He got that win, not the win that he wanted, but he got that win. And then he fights, one of the top lightweights in the world in any promotion in Michael Chandler. So
yeah,
not an easy road for him. He's fighting the top best of the best that Bellator has. And, I don't think we should, it's a lot of pressure. I don't fault him too much for it. I mean, he fought a big welterweight. He fought a top lightweight. And, you had the freak accident with Patricky. So it is what it is. I mean, he's just going to have to go back to the drawing board, figure out what's going on. He just doesn't seem like he's into it all that much. He even talked about joining the military still. Like he still had that conversation was still coming up. I think somebody asked him. He said he might even enlist with the military or something like that, but I think he might be past that age. And then it doesn't seem like his energy level, his enthusiasm is there. Maybe the pressure's getting to him. I don't know what, but not a good showing for him. Obviously it was a split, so it wasn't a complete blowout, I guess. But we'll see. He's back to the drawing board. He's gonna have to work his way back up. So
I do feel bad for him too. But I don't see him being a top 3 guys, and
definitely not holding a title anytime soon for sure.
No, it sucks, man, because he was the first guy to come over from the UFC, and it's sad.
One of the biggest signings too. I mean, you saw the first guy, Phil Davis, has a title holder now, so that must sting a little bit.
Yeah, for Benson.
Yeah, for Benson.
And kind of like, I think it lowers the stock when it comes to if he wants to go to the UFC, which is unfortunate.
So I mean, just a lot going on in that event alone. And then you have the fight with Bader. That was you had Mousasi headlining against Uriah Hall. Mousasi gets the rematch victory in the first round, almost the same way that Khabib beat Johnson, pinning up against cage, holding his hand behind his back, pounding him out. That was in where was that? That was in Belfast, right? And then that was in the morning, and then you had Bader and Nogueira at night, and I think he stopped Nogueira, right?
Yeah, he stopped him.
Yeah, and then
second round.
Yeah, and then that was Bader's last fight on his contract. So where do you think he goes from here? I'm thinking his best option would be to go to Bellator. What do you say?
Yeah,
you stay in the UFC or go to Bellator?
Bellator for sure.
For sure, right?
Yeah, he makes money. He become a world champion. I think his weight class is almost a given. I think his only competition would be MVP.
Or Phil Davis.
Oh, Phil Davis, yeah, because MVP is 185. Right?
185, yeah, something like that. Or welterweight, one of those.
Yeah. And I think he can beat Phil Davis. I think he looks a lot better now than he has ever been. And I think, plus, sponsor money. He's not so restricted like he is in the UFC. And who knows how things are being run ever since the new owners came in.
Yeah, with the new owners.
So... yeah, Bellator.
I thought the same thing. I was like, your chances of getting a world title are better in Bellator. Your stiffest competition is probably Phil Davis. That's about it. I mean, Liam Nagiri's good, but as long as you go avoid the stand-up, you're going to dominate the ground for sure.
Yeah.
And he could give Phil Davis a run for his money. I think that's the best option. More money. Almost a for sure title shot, or at least a good chance of getting it. And then if he stays in the UFC, I mean, he's not going to beat Daniel Cormier, or he's going to have a really hard time to beat Daniel Cormier. Then you got Anthony Johnson. Then you got John Jones, most likely coming back.
Yeah.
You got Gustafsson. You got it's not an easy road.
No.
Your chances of your money's you're not going to make that much money, and most likely you're not going to get that title shot, or at least you're not going to get that title, or it's going to be very, very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Especially with the 2 guys at the top. It's going to be very difficult. So
very, very hard. But, going back to that fight, I think Nogueira should retire, man. I think so, too. I mean... he looks slow. He got dominant on the ground. Pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, that's another one that,
He needs to, follow his brother's footsteps and step away from the game.
Yeah. I think he took...
I felt bad for him.
I felt bad for him, too. I think he took less punishment over his career than Big Nog did.
Yeah.
But he's up there in age. He's slowed down, and he's taken a lot of punishment himself. So I think it's time for him to hang it up. Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, it's... I felt bad for him because he was cut pretty bad, and he had blood going to his eyes, and the way he got dominated from bottom position was pretty vicious.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. And in other news, BJ Penn, we're expecting him to come back and fight against. But first, like he was supposed to come back and fight Dennis Silver. That fight didn't happen. And then he was supposed to fight Cole Miller. That fight didn't happen. And we started to see his competition. We started to see his competition go from Dennis Silver to like tougher names, and now we find out that he signed a bout to fight against a very tough, outstanding prospect in Yair Rodriguez, and at 145 from all weight classes, and that. You hear that, and it makes you scratch your head. Like, BJ Penn, why would you want to come back after being away from the game for so long and then fight a young prospect like Yair Rodriguez? Do you think that he should just call the fight off, or hopefully he gets injured?
I'm hoping that he gets injured.
Your thoughts on the whole thing?
You already know I'm a huge BJ Penn fan.
Oh, yeah. Biggest.
And he's been out for 2 years. He didn't look that great towards the end.
No.
And... he's like 37 now.
Yeah.
And then his competition for his comebacks have been getting tougher and tougher and tougher. Mm-hmm. You had Seaver, Cole Miller, and then Lamas, and then now Yair Rodriguez. And it's just like, when I saw that, and I think when everybody saw that, especially the people in the comment sections of wherever, Facebook, it was just like, it was either, Yair is going to use this big name to springboard into like maybe a title shot.
Yeah.
And
which I agree with.
And pretty much goodbye BJ Penn pretty much does it. Because I don't see BJ having an answer for him. Unless BJ comes and looks just, on his game, his stand-up is crisp, and he maybe catches Yair with some solid punches, because Yair can get a little reckless at times.
Yeah.
There's that, but I doubt it. It's like Yair's too young, too dynamic of a fighter. We've seen
BJ Penn like struggle against Frankie Edgar at 145, and he was getting like. Frankie Edgar isn't the heaviest hitter, but he hurt BJ Penn in that fight.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a kick? Or a hard punch from Yair Rodriguez.
And nobody fights. The thing is, nobody fights like Yair. He doesn't fight like a normal, kickboxing, Muay Thai type of like wrestling fighter.
Like a karate style, like Muay Thai, and I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, and
he throws flashy moves.
And he throws a lot of flashy moves, like constantly throughout the entire fight.
He would do like a cartwheel kick.
Yeah, for like 5 rounds, he goes like just constant stuff, and it's just a bad matchup. Yeah. It's just, I don't even know why they would agree to it.
And at 45 too.
And at 45, which is BJ's not his normal weight class. It's just,
I don't know what Sean Chapman was even thinking, even booking that fight.
Why even do that? Why even do that? I don't get it, man. It's a bad matchup, I think, especially for your first fight coming back. You want to like, have a fight with like a Dennis Seaver.
Yeah, Dennis Seaver was a perfect matchup for him.
Yeah, it was a perfect matchup style-wise.
Height,
in place of where their careers are at. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's a perfect matchup. It makes sense.
Foot in the door.
And it wasn't even going to be that much of an easy fight, but it made sense.
Yeah.
This one doesn't make sense. Yair is like knocking out a title shot. And
undefeated at 45. Oh, undefeated in his career, isn't he? Undefeated
I think he's undefeated in his career, and it's like...
he won the Ultimate Fighter, that American one,
and
kids on top of the world right now.
Yeah, and it's not like and just his style alone is just that one should give BJ nightmares for sure.
Yeah, and especially for you because like you're his biggest fan.
I'm not looking forward to it. It was
seeing like you don't want to see a fighter, especially one like BJ Penn and the legacy that he has to go out in a fight like against Rodriguez and see him get hurt like that.
Against some young prospect like this.
Yeah, I don't know what the UFC matchmakers were thinking or BJ Penn to even agree at 245.
It doesn't fight. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that he agreed to it though. That's how he is.
So yeah, he's very prideful.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. They probably said, you want to fight Yair? Yair doesn't have a fight. Yeah, sure, let's do it.
I'll knock him out.
I'll fight anybody. I'm like, that's the problem with. I admire it because that's how Conor is, but Conor's very strategic in who he's matched up against, when and where, and who it is. Where BJ just doesn't. There's no planning. It's like, it's just,
he says yes and signs.
Yes, whatever, who cares? Which is great. It's admirable, but it's not smart in terms of your career, and it's not smart. It's smart in terms of your legacy overall.
Yeah, because if he gets hurt or get knocked out, I think Dana White won't allow him to fight again.
Yeah,
and that's probably going to happen.
Yeah. It's bad. It's all bad.
I feel bad.
I mean, you guys, if you guys want to leave comments in the section, YouTube or wherever, and just let us know what you think about some of these things, or especially what you think about BJ and Yair. I just don't like it.
No, me either. Neither do I.
Yeah.
Back at UFC 205, MSG. Rashad Evans was scheduled to fight Tim Kennedy.
Yeah.
That fight dropped, and they rescheduled it for 206 in Toronto, and that fight got dropped again. It just seems like Rashad Evans can get a break. Do you see Rashad Evans fighting for the UFC again?
No, I don't know. He didn't get medically cleared for 206. I guess there wasn't enough time, or the doctors didn't clear him.
Yeah.
Or couldn't clear him for some reason. I don't think the details have been released as of what the reasons were, but I don't know if he's going to fight again. I mean, I wouldn't. It's at middleweight, right?
Middleweight.
See, I've been wanting to see him at middleweight for a while now.
It's a little too late.
I thought it was a little too late.
Yeah.
But, it's better late than never, I guess. But it's just been derailed. I know, injuries and all that stuff. And I don't know if he's going to fight. I think he will fight. I think he will. I don't know if it's going to be this year, though. I think it'll be probably early next year.
Yeah.
But maybe he might even make the 207 fight card. Who knows?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I mean, I think he's gonna fight too. I agree with that. I think he will fight again. I think he says some in the tank, but I personally don't want to see him fight. I think he hasn't looked the same in a very long time, and I think his role at Fox is perfect for him. He's a good analyst. He's been doing the job for a long time.
Yeah.
He's so young and healthy enough where he can walk away and not be punch drunk later on in his years. And I think him working at Fox is the perfect scenario for him.
Yeah.
And he gets paid well there for Fox, and just fighting guys at 185. 185 is a tough division.
Yeah.
You got Wyman, Rocco, Joe Romero. Those guys are killers. Why put yourself to the strain and not a training camp? You're not getting paid a lot of money from the UFC. He's probably gonna be fighting like an undercard or at best opening the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I think it's just stop fighting. But knowing Rashad, and I don't know personally, but knowing the kind of fighter he is, the kind of person he is, I think he probably want to fight again. I don't want to see him fight again.
I don't either. I would like to see him just be an analyst. I don't see a reason for him to fight. Yeah. I think he can make the same amount of money, if not even more. I think even more money, not just being an analyst. And it doesn't even have to be for Fox, because I know their TV deal is going to be up fairly soon, the next year or two. Who knows?
It's been 7 years.
Yeah, and who knows? He might get some other type of a job at a different network, because from what I'm hearing, that they might do a whole NFL style thing or NBA thing, like other sports, where they're broadcast on different networks, and they just get the rights out, and the analysts and fighters don't have to be stuck on UFC on Fox or anything like that. They can go to
which is even better, because a lot of those guys on the UFC on Fox are very biased.
Yeah,
and they're kind of forced to say things that they want to say.
Yeah.
Karen Bryant, I can't stand her.
The one who I do like, I think we all like, is Dominic Cruz. I think he's the best. I think he's the best.
Him and Brian Stann.
Yeah,
are the two best guys.
I think both of them are the best by far. But yeah, I see. I thought he should have stayed on the desk, on the analyst desk. I don't see him a reason for him to come back into the thing. Former champ, fought the who's who. He's lost a step, and he just hasn't looked good. Yeah. And I don't know if middleweight at this point is going to do it for him. Yeah. But
it sucks.
See. Who knows what's going to happen? He might not even make it to the octagon, and he might call it a day. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, we'll stick on the 185-pound weight class, and as you know, earlier this year, Leo Machida popped for violation for USADA.
Yeah.
We both spoke to his manager at Soares at Combate.
Yeah.
We talked briefly about it, and now Machida's coming out saying he blames USADA for his failed drug tests. Do you think he's just in that statement that he made about USADA?
I think so too. I think because the specifics about it were that what he was taking had recently got put onto the ban list, or it was.
I think that was his argument the first time.
Yeah, it wasn't on there for that long, or like I don't know that he didn't when he and it's not like he hid it. He put it on his on the form of the stuff that he was taking.
Right.
I think you could point the finger at USADA for maybe not. Maybe it was a late addition to the ban list. Maybe it wasn't. I got to look into the details of it. And then you could also blame Lyoto for not double checking every single thing that he's been taking.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate because I think he's out 18 months.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's retroactive from a certain point, but he's out 18 months, and that's pretty much at his age. He's
up there in age.
Yeah, he's up there in age. That's a big part of his career. You know what I mean? He might even. Who knows how he's going to come back after those 18 months, because that's going to be all of 2017 pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Money-wise, I know he just opened up another gym, Machida Karate here somewhere in Southern California. I forgot where. It might be in Torrance or something like that.
Yeah, they're all in Torrance.
Everybody's in Torrance.
She was there for...
Yeah. And then Anderson has his Muay Thai gym up in Torrance. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Especially at this point in his career, he needs to get all the fights he can before he's out. This is just going to take the whole 18 months out of what is pretty much the end of his career.
No, I agree. And I echo what you said about he should check or have his management check what's good and what's not good to take. I think taking supplements at this point is very precarious, considering USADA and their restrictions.
Yeah.
I think you would have to be pretty stupid to take anything without
triple checking,
or checking with USADA. I mean, it's a phone call away.
Yeah.
At the same time, I think USADA should be a bit restricted themselves. I think they have too much leeway to do what they want. Mm-hmm. That's a dangerous game on both sides. But yeah, I mean, 18 months for someone like Machida, someone that's already up there in age, someone who hasn't looked really great in his past fights, even though.
Yeah, it's been competitive, but he hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't
looked the same.
Yeah. I'd say his last fight was the Weidman fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he's still at the top of his game, but
it was a very close fight.
Very tough competition. Though.
Yeah. I think you come back now and he fights the guys in the top three.
Yeah,
I think he'll have a problem with and being away from the game for that long is this dangerous thing itself.
Yeah, and it's still the same guys pretty much. Yoel Romero, Weidman, Rockhold, Bisping, Machida, Musashi. I mean, it's pretty much the same guys.
Yeah, it's crazy that Bisping's a champion.
And he beat Musashi, right?
Yeah.
So his last two losses were decision on Weidman and a quick turnaround against Romero, which I thought was a bad decision. Well, bad choice on his part because he lost a decision to Weidman, I believe. Or no, I think he got knocked out by Romero first, and then he did
that. I think that was first.
Yeah, and then it was a quick turnaround, or he lost against Weidman, and then it was a quick turnaround to Romero. It was one of those. Or Rockhold. No, it was Rockhold, right?
Rockhold, yeah.
Okay, it was Rockhold.
That kick.
Never mind, yeah.
Kick.
Yeah, it was the fight against Rockhold, he lost, and then like a month later he fought Romero, which was everybody thought it was way too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully he learns his lesson. I don't know what at this point we can do. You can't fight it. It's already been placed for punishment. I don't know what to do. I mean, for him, he just has to wait it out.
Yeah.
And hopefully he makes a mark at 185 when he comes back.
Yeah, and I think it's just been the same argument against USADA in terms of how they've been handling a lot of these cases. What's banned, what's not banned, what are they testing for, and how some fighters have had different outcomes in their punishment. Where somebody gets punished for maybe 6 months, the other person gets an entire year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like it's
not consistent.
It's not consistent, and it's pretty much just up to USADA and I guess whatever UFC wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, right now we're just gonna get into some of the fight picks. I think see who's fighting this weekend. Go over some of these cards. I think there is a couple of events going on this weekend. Let me see.
I know for sure the UFC's having an event.
Oh yeah. They're having one all the way up until what 207 or so 206 or something like that. So this weekend you have Victory FC on UFC Fight Pass. That's this weekend. Also, UFC Fight Night 101 Whitaker versus Brunson. So make sure you check those two fight out. We're gonna go over the UFC 101 card. Remember Victory FC on UFC Fight Pass. Rhodes versus Stallings. That is, I believe, Friday. And then you have the 26th, which I think is Sunday. Right?
Oh.
Wouldn't it be Sunday? Is it a Sunday card?
I believe so.
Australia. It's in Melbourne, Australia. You have John Tuck on there. You have...
No, that's Saturday card.
That's Saturday card?
Yeah.
Chris Camozzi on there. You have Kyle Noak. You have Jake Matthews, Andrew Holbrook. Yeah, it's a really good card. Dan Hooker, Jason Knight. Pretty much just going to go on the main fight, the main event.
Yeah.
Let's just go for that one. I mean, the others are good. They're competitive, but it's okay. So we're gonna go Robert Whitaker versus Derek Brunson in the main event for UFC 101. Who do you have?
I like Robert Whitaker in this fight. Although Derek Brunson looked really good in his last fight, and he has that punching power.
Mm-hmm.
I think Robert Whitaker is a more well-rounded fighter than Derek Brunson is.
This is an interesting one because I think it's a quick turnaround for Derek.
Yeah, he just fought not too long ago.
Yeah, he fought not too long ago. Robert Whitaker.
He fought against OSP.
Yeah, he beat OSP, huh? Whitaker is no joke. I think he's been looking better and better as he's been progressing his career.
Yeah.
I might go with Whitaker too. I think I'm gonna go with Whitaker.
Yeah.
I think Brunson can easily get it. I liked him against the OSP fight.
Yeah, he looked good in that fight.
But in this fight, I think it's gonna be a little bit tougher because Whitaker is a lot more technically sound than like.
He has more tools in his
a lot more tools. Good takedown defense. So I'm gonna go. I'll probably go with that one. I'm gonna go with Whitaker.
Yeah.
But Brunson's no joke.
No.
Wouldn't doubt if he gets
tough
it.
Fight.
Yeah. So that's UFC Fight Night 101, November 26th this weekend, Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. That is, I think, on
FS1.
Is it FS1?
Yeah.
It's not UFC Fight Pass, right?
No, it's FS1.
Okay. So FS1. And UFC Fight Pass, obviously, for the prelims.
Yeah.
And that's the show. I want to thank you guys for watching. Go to UFC Fight Pass and all that stuff to catch the cards. Go to the themmacomplex.com for all your things at MMA Complex. And check out hollowrockgear.com. Use the promo code COMPLEX15.
Yeah, and you can follow us on social media. You can follow me on Twitter, MMA Complex James, JAYMZ. You can follow him on Twitter, MMA Complex Josh. You can follow the show on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and hopefully soon a Snapchat under the MMA Complex.
Yeah.
Don't forget to pick up Metallica's Hardwired Self-Destruct CD out now. Get it on vinyl, CD, or digital. And a lot of fights this coming weekend. Looking forward to that Derek Brunson fight. So we'll recap that action and more. Until then, enjoy the fights. Enjoy your week.